Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015, whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the you in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to catch us every Friday, 7 p.m. on the Friday Fix. And our other two shows, Plays and Parlays and Civil Discourse. Well, Wesley, it's been an interesting week and weekend, always here in America.
Always. You know what I mean? I talk to so many people around the world all the time, man, and they basically think that we live in an S-hole. They really just think we do. I mean, I'm getting people telling me pretty much like they know what's going on here more than I know what's going on here. And I had a person say to me, I'd hate to live in your country because, you know, people can't even, like yourself, can't drive around and just be who you are. Like it's for people of color. You can't be that, or the police are going to want to.
I get to drive around all the time. See, what saves me, Sir Wesley, is I don't put lotion on my feet. So they're ashy and white. I don't get pulled over.
You know, in all honesty, man, it's not really like that here. Don't get me wrong. We do have problems in this country, but it's not as bad as you think. And I know people are thinking that, you know, oh, you guys are the laughing stock. Don't get twisted. People aren't really laughing at us, but they are laughing at the situations that are going on. But this is one situation that is not funny at all.
Well, you know, it's really quick. America just looks like a long Jerry Springer episode at this point.
Yeah. Search for suspects in shooting of two Minnesota lawmakers leads to one of his vehicles in rural area. Authorities searched the vehicle on a rural road outside Minneapolis on Sunday that they believe had been used by the man wanted in the shooting of two Democratic lawmakers. As the state on edge struggled to make sense of the brazen political violence that left one leader dead. Former House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark were killed in their Brooklyn Park home early Saturday. Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette were injured at their Chaplin home about 9 miles away. Authorities named 57-year-old Vance Boelter as a suspect, saying he wore a mask as he posed as a police officer, even allegedly altering a vehicle to make it look like a police car. More than 24 hours after authorities first confronted him outside Hortman's home, Boelter was still on the loose after fleeing on foot. The FBI issued a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction. They circulated a photo taken Saturday of Boelter wearing a tan cowboy hat and asked the public to report sightings. Investigators found a cowboy hat near the vehicle and were working to determine whether it belongs to Boelter. Law enforcement officers were searching the area, including nearby homes. The officials could not discuss details of ongoing investigation and spoke to Associated Press on the terms of anonymity. The search was happening in rural Selby County, roughly 50 miles southwest of Minneapolis, where Boelter had a home with his wife and 5 children. Residents in the area received an emergency alert about the located vehicle that warned them to lock their doors and cars. A crowd of officers were seen congregating on a dirt road near an abandoned dark sedan believed to have been used by Boelter. Doors on both sides of the car were splayed open with discarded items scattered near the vehicle. Some of the officers broke off and walked into the wooded area off the road. We believe he's somewhere in the vicinity and that they're going to find him. U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota said Sunday on NBC's Meet the Press. But right now, everyone's on edge here because we know that this man will kill at a second. The shootings come as political leaders nationwide have been attacked, harassed, and intimidated amid deep political divisions. Lawmakers said they were disturbed by the attacks as Twin Cities residents mourned. Brightly colored flowers and small American flags were placed Sunday on the gray marble stone of the Minnesota State Capitol with a photo of the Hortmans. People scrawled messages on small notes, including, "You were our leaders through the hardest of times. Rest in power." The Hoffmans were recovering from surgery, according to their nephew, Matt Oleg.
Now, you know, it's crazy because this is a sad situation. You know, when you go out there and you talk about, you know, you say this side is evil, this side is trying to destroy you instead of just trying to bring people together as Americans. this is the situation that happens. This man thought this through. He had a whole list of Democrats he was making. He was
70 people were on a list that they found inside the vehicle.
Yeah.
70 names are on that list. And a lot of them was about like pro abortion rights activists were on this list. Like not even activists, even people who voted for it or whatever the case may have been.
Yeah.
So this was a politically motivated attack. 110%. This guy, everyone says that he was a pro-Trump guy. They caught his wife actually that morning after they went to the place, after they found the bodies of the lawmakers. They caught his wife in a nearby town in a vehicle about like 10:15 a.m. that on Saturday that morning, and she had a loaded weapon in the car, had cash on her. You know, I mean, people would carry cash, and she also had passports on her. And she was in the car with 3 of her relatives in the vehicle. I mean, you got your passport on you. What's going on? Are you guys looking to flee? What's happening here?
Well, yeah, they all had it planned out. And I mean, she probably kept her mouth shut. But
They
I mean,
detained her, but they didn't arrest her.
I mean, y'all remember, I looked this up. Cesar Sayok. I don't know if you remember him, the guy in Florida. He lived in a van and it had a whole bunch of Trump stuff, posters and stuff on it. He was mailing bombs to Democratic lawmakers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they were trying to say, well, that's not terrorism. But they say, terrorism is when it's politically motivated, because they had to change it like that. There's him. And then there was another man, remember in 2017, this gentleman, his name was James T. Hodgkinson. He was the one that shot up the Republican softball game because of Donald Trump's rhetoric.
Do you remember when Gabby Giffords got shot?
Yeah, I remember got in Arizona.
That was Joe. Wasn't John Kelly? I believe John Kelly's the astronaut who was now the senator from Arizona. Yeah. It was his wife. You know what I mean? It's
Republican violence.
Yeah, she was a Democratic lawmaker. And it gets to the point to where the rhetoric has gotten to this point. I mean, he's telling them, he's calling out violence left and right. This dude has no idea. I mean, he understands what he brings to the table because he's seen it happen. He'd love for him to be federally charged so he can go ahead and give him a pardon on it.
No, that'd be great. And my apologies. Let me let everybody know that James T. Hodgkins, the guy that shot up the politicians in the softball game, he was a Bernie Sanders supporter. I just want to say that it came from both sides. Okay. But right now, this is what Donald Trump is pumping out. This is what your rhetoric gets. But that's what he ran off. He ran off hate. He ran off, the hate of others that don't agree with you, others that don't look like you. You know what I'm saying? Racial profiling is going on in Latino communities.
Hate and violence.
And this is just, I mean, he still hasn't, and probably to this, by the time you see this, he still hasn't come out and condoned it.
I mean, and disavowed it, anything like that. Pretty much what we're saying. The fact, this is kind of how it played out from what we're hearing. I guess around 1 o'clock in the morning or something, they got a phone call from, the gentleman, I believe, the gentleman's name was who was shot was Hortman, was that the lady's name? But anyway, it was the gentleman lawmaker who was shot, and him and his wife had been shot already. So they got a call from them, and the police went to their house, and they went and did a wellness check on the female lawmaker who would and then when they got there, they found him outside of Melissa Hortman's house. And basically he shot at the police. Yeah. At that time, he shot at the police and then he ran away on foot. That's the thing about it to me. I mean, how do you get away on foot and they know you left the car. The car was basically decked out as a police car. It had lights on it, the whole nine.
But it's also nighttime. He's not doing this in broad day where they can chase him.
What do you do anywhere else? They'll bring out the choppers. They'll bring out the dogs. They'll surround the entire area. Where are you going to go? And then after he did this, he goes to one place, shoots a Democratic lawmaker and his wife. Then he goes to the next place. The only reason they catch him there because they do a wellness check on her. Then then he kills both of them, her and her husband, shoot it out with the police, runs away, gets away, goes to a hostel where they have photos and video of him at this hostel, stays there, and then he leaves. Like, okay, you surround the area, you cut off everything.
It also depends on the police department. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're probably not even used to no crime like that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where rich people live. The worst thing they got to do is someone's dog got loose. It's not like they're in LA County where someone robs a bank, they got 3 choppers on them. They done cut off all the blocks. Absolutely. Or New York or some state in Florida. You know what I'm saying? They're not used to having to deal with it. The cops they got shot at. They're like, oh my God, he has a real gun.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's a fact as well. That's one thing that
makes sense.
But it just seems like you cut off he's on foot. Even if you're rich, you live in a neighborhood probably where there's a lot of land. He has to run. You know what I mean? Like through bushes and
there's
trees.
Probably
and
woods and stuff. He probably scoped it out. I mean, like, think about it. If you're, like I'm saying, if you're dealing with like a little dinky police force, they probably ain't even got a police dog. They be like, oh, no, that wasn't in our budget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'll find it in their budget.
Yeah, because I mean, let that happen in our county, bro. They got the choppers out. They're cutting
everything.
They were looking for a dude in my neighborhood, bro. They blocked off the streets, every street in my neighborhood. And I pay HOA fees. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he had kidnapped his girlfriend or something like that, but like let her go. They had the streets like 3 blocks away, all the way blocked off.
This is what you would think that they would do for someone who killed a lawmaker. So they obviously know this is a coordinated attack because this is 2 separate lawmakers that are hit. Right
but I mean, where those lawmakers, they don't live around us. So like their neighborhood, they probably live like nice communities. You know what I'm saying? Places where like
they said it was 9 miles away. 9 miles is a substantial distance. I mean, you know, for as far as like it could be a different city. You know what I mean? A totally different kind of city. But at the same time, though, you would think that
rich people live 9 miles away.
That's outside Minneapolis. I mean, these are basically just suburbs of Minneapolis. And so it just, to me,
he's living in a rural area where rich people live. Think about it, you go into the country, bro, like depending on what city you're in, 9 miles, there's 5 people that live within those because they own so much property.
Let me ask you this as well, too. All right. They say the leads to the arrest and conviction. Hold on, man. It ain't my job to convict him. I'm not waiting around for 2, 3 years. Hey, listen, if somebody's going to tell the person where the person is, you just need to lead to the arrest. You guys know it was him. You guys got all the information knowing it was him. It's your job to convict him. It's not mine. You should be like this. Leading to the arrest. We give you $50,000 if you tell us where he is and we catch him. $50,000 for that. Don't say leading to the arrest and conviction. You're making it hard for them to get their money. It doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? That's not their job to convict this man. You guys pretty much know. We all know he did it. It's right there. You caught his wife. You detained her. Did you let her go? I don't know. No one knows. She had a gun with her, loaded, which is not probably illegal.
You know what I'm saying? Those cops are probably so scared. They're going to need therapy for this afterwards.
You know what the cool part about it? They won't give him a bail for this, but you know what I mean? They ain't get Lil Durk a bail either. I just want to bring that up.
Yeah. They didn't give Lil Durk anything.
He ain't killed nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?